This is going to be different for everyone. But let's say you grew up in a toxic environment where staying quiet and out of sight was the safest option. So now you see yourself as a shy type who avoids approaching people and interactions. And because of this, you're going to miss out on relationships and opportunities that could profoundly transform your life in unimaginable ways. And but you fell into this self-image as a form of self-protection, but you no longer need to remain this person. So personally, I grew up in a very chaotic and supportive environment. And to survive, I adopted a self-image as someone who took care of everyone else. I was the responsible caretaker, the fixer, and that was the role that I took on. And maybe you can relate to this, or maybe you took on another role or self-image. And I carried this self-image well into adulthood, clinging to this coping mechanism that I adopted a long time ago. And I never really questioned why I continued to be that way. But the stress built up over the years, and it led to a lot of physical illnesses and depression as I continued to focus on everyone else's life, trying to make it stress-free for them. And I was also attracting people with a victim mentality because we attract what we are or what we expect. So it trapped me in this perpetual rescue. And that's how I presented myself, or my energy presented myself. And that's how people reacted to it. It was like a catch 22. Um, and so later on in life, I learned that I didn't have to continue this image of myself as a rescuer. But it's just not in childhood that shapes your self-image. Negative experiences, like let's say a divorce, job loss, health issues, or maybe rejection, can also have this profound impact. And of course, so do positive experiences, but the negatives often are stronger in our minds and often form more limited beliefs. So let me give you another example. Maybe as an adult, let's say that you were rejected by somebody that you really cared about, and it was painful. And so you became a people pleaser to avoid that fear of being rejected again. And now you're known as the type of person that goes the extra mile for everyone else. And, this takes a toll on your mental and physical health and well being. It leads to burnout, it leads to exhaustion and frustration and feeling taken advantage of, or maybe you develop some unhealthy habits that you have right now because a past event led you to seek comfort in food. And now you're unlabeled or labeled as the unhealthy friend or the unhealthy family member. And you take on that self image and it messes with your mind in ways that you don't even realize. And you might not even see the point in taking care of yourself and taking care of your health because your mind is stuck in this negative identity. Or let's just say that um, you actually try to make a change. Okay, so you're determined to improve your fitness and to eat better. And at first things go well because you're just really laser focused on your goal. But then the doubts creep in and it's making you question maybe you're too old, maybe you're not smart enough or out of shape to succeed. And these doubts can lead to setbacks. But it's a normal part of starting something new. It's just a normal part of life. But then you slip into that self-image. So you begin feeling like a failure and hopeless, and you give up. And so then you start avoiding physical activity, start indulging in